The sun.
What's happening? What's happening? It's your host, Treem Heff. This is Coachella Magazine, episode 4, sponsored by Palm Springs Grit. And I have a very special, talented guest, Mr. Tysen Knight. What's happening, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
How you living?
Good. Man, good to see you. Good to be here.
So your journey is pretty rare. Where do you come from? What's your origin?
Well, my background, where I'm actually from, is New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I kind of got my start in art. You know, as a young man and teenager, we would go around and spray paint things. Yeah, you know.
So how did you get attracted into like street art? Just walking around and seeing it?
You know, as a kid, you know, we used to travel back. I had family in New York City, right? So my parents would go on the train a lot. So I would see like all the different graffiti under the subways, on the trains.
Yeah.
And it kind of intrigued me. It fascinated me. Like, wow, who did that, and how long did it take him to do that? Like, I was like intrigued by that. Yeah. And I would have those visions when I go back home. I would try to duplicate them on pieces of paper. And that's what actually got me interested in graffiti. Okay. You know, seeing that work. And I'm blessed to be able to live in New York City, so I could be able to get that kind of culture. Yeah. To help me, you know, thus far. So yeah.
So what age was that around? Was that early or was that a little bit later?
That was early. I say I started traveling to New York. My parents were around maybe like 9, 10 years old.
Okay. Yeah,
when I was able to understand, you know, understand colors, understand. Okay, the city didn't put that there.
I feel you.
Somebody put that there. Then I found out it was an artist, and then I found out it was graffiti, and I did research, and then I found out my other friends knew about it, and graffiti and hip-hop culture was so intertwined at the time that I was able to watch MTV and BET and see all these things and put it all together and just get out there and start spreading.
Yeah, back in the day especially, they were extremely intertwined. Like,
extremely intertwined.
The culture was like all the way intertwined.
You couldn't have hip-hop without graffiti.
Exactly.
You could have it. Yeah.
So graffiti's like your main medium, or do you do like acrylic, oil?
You know, I started out with graffiti was how I started. But once my parents found out, they wanted to put me in traditional art classes. Okay. To do oil painting, acrylics, things of that nature. But I did that just to appease my parents. So fast forward, some of those lessons that I got, plus added with the graffiti, gives me like an urban pop style where I'm able to transition between two worlds, fine art and street art, and graffiti, and just mesh them together. So it kind of helped me cultivate my style.
I feel you.
So yeah, so I'm like right in that middle. Yeah. I can go either way.
That's a good. So you're versatile now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I respect that. And it says you're actor, screenwriter, director, film producer. Yeah. These are all of the arts. So like, which one do you feel is your favorite?
You know what, man? That's a good question. It depends on what day it is.
I feel you. That's a real artist.
Yeah, it depends on what day it is. It would be my street art and my painting. Just based off the premise that I'm able to control that, because it just takes me. All the other things you mentioned take other people to help me with those. Yeah. So, but I get in these modes where I want to be a filmmaker sometimes. I get the acting bug still. Even though I haven't acted it's been a while since I've actually been in a production, you know. But I still get the acting bug every once in a while. It still pops up in my mind. So all of them I love equally. Yeah. But if I had to choose one, if I had no choice, it would be street art and my painting. Okay. Yeah.
So how many like shows have you had or been in, displayed your art in?
Oh man, I say my career's probably taken off the last 2 years. I've probably done about 5 to about 10 shows, man. Okay. Yeah, exhibits, so it's really been like kicking up, man. Yeah. Kicking up, so yeah, that's a blessing, man, to be able to have that opportunity.
And as far as you produced your first documentary, the Art of Hustle, a street art documentary.
Yes.
How did you get into doing that? Was that being on the scene and like kind of like peeping game about how things are produced and stuff like that?
Yeah, that definitely played an integral part into it. So when I started out doing acting, I would be on production sets, and I was talented, but I was so intrigued by what was going on behind the camera. So I just kind of was looking at it and kind of just trying to pick up little cues, and how I was watching the director, the assistant director, and I was just fascinated by that. And now I realize why I was, because when it came time for me to shoot my documentary, all those things came in handy. Just that little bit of on the set, you know, experience and training, and just observing what those guys were doing. So yeah, that definitely helped me get this film done. Absolutely.
And where was that? Like, what was it about, for the most part?
Well, the reason I came up with the documentary is because I was at home. I used to watch a lot of art documentaries on Netflix.
Yeah, me too.
And the one that really inspired me was Exit Through the Gift Shop, the one about Banksy.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, man, you know what? I think I can do this, man. I had a crazy idea. I think I can film a documentary.
Yeah.
Didn't know how I was gonna do it. Didn't know how I was gonna get the funding. Didn't know what camera guy I was gonna use. I just had this wild idea that I'm gonna get a film done. And I threw around a couple ideas, and the art of hustle, you know, that just encompassed everything. You know, it's like a play on words. It's a play on art. Yeah. And then hustle, you know, and once again, that's me tying graffiti and hip hop back together from, you know, when I started being a street artist. So I said the art of hustle. So I said, okay, I'm an artist, but I have to hustle for people to know who I am. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna shoot this documentary. And all of a sudden, man, just, you know, the universe just opened up for me, and everything kind of fell in place, man, and it started rolling. Yeah,
that's how it is when you got a good idea.
Yeah,
it just kind of like,
it just like everything fit, all the pieces was fitting. And I'm still to this day, I'm kind of a little intrigued, like, did you really get that done? Like, did you really do that?
Were you filming it?
Yeah, well, actually what happened was I met I used to have this group out here. They used to meet once a month. It was an actors group. And I had found out about it from a gentleman who used to cut his hair at a barbershop. He told me about this actors group. So I went to the actor group and I said, hey, I'm looking for someone to help me shoot this documentary. And one guy there said, yeah, I'll help you, man. He said, right now I'm a waiter, but I went to San Francisco Film School. Bet, you got the credentials, let's do it. Yeah, damn. And me and him, we trekked around, just me and him, man, for about 9 months straight. You know, days off, like my days off from work, his days off from work, we'll coordinate and we'll get together, man. It took us 9 months to get all the footage, secure the other street artists. I had a homeless artist in there named Scratch, to get all those people together to put this film together. I had gallery owners. Yeah, so it took us 9 months to get everything together.
And you said homeless artists. I seen your second documentary was about the homeless street artists. And what is that about exactly? Like, how did that come about?
Well, how that came about was because when I was done with the first film, it premiered at the AM Docs Film Festival here in Palm Springs. And most of the audience reaction was Scratch, the homeless artist. That's everybody remembered Scratch, the homeless artist.
He's local out here?
He's local out here in Palm Springs. So that was the part of everybody, most of the audience, you know, they took to. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Why don't I, if people are intrigued by that, why not film another documentary talking about homeless street artists? Yeah. And that's where Art of the Hustle, the homeless street artist documentary came from. And so once again, I set out again, but this time I had a little bit more experience. Yeah. You know, so I knew how to cut corners and you know, save money. And, so I was able, So this second one was a little easier to produce than my first one. So once again, everything just fell in place. You know, I was able to meet 2 other homeless artists, and it just kind of all just came together. I used some of my same camera guy, my same editor, and it just all came together. So we just finished that project, and we're gonna be releasing that really soon here. It's been, I submitted it to AM Docs once again, and I submitted it to Palm Springs Short Fest. And I'm gonna submit it across the country and the world.
I watched the trailer of it. It looks very, very dope.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
So you were the one that supplied the homeless people with the actual art supplies?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Well, the main character, Scratch, we kind of sparked a friendship out of you know, me being around him so much, because just got to know him as a person. I'm like, this is a cool guy, man. Yeah. You know, some people, you know, I think at some point we all are maybe a paycheck or 2 away from being homeless. You know, you know, we all trying to, you know, keep our head above water, right? So I'm like, man, the only difference between me and him is that I'm a couple paychecks in a home, right? Yeah. But we still both have this love for creating an artwork. So that was our bond. You know, so I just want to shed light on people looking at homeless people as, you know, people that's a black eye on society. I think we should, you know, embrace people and actually see, you know, what talents and what people could bring into our society and could be something good.
Just
for
being
change.
like less judgmental.
Absolutely.
Just putting everything like at equal playing field.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel you.
So that's the premise. That's the premise of the film, to shed light on homelessness and to show you have people that's super talented, man.
Yeah.
That just need that break. You know, that just need that break. So yeah.
Everywhere. So how do you like fund all your projects? It seems like you got a lot going on.
I self-fund. I feel as though sometimes if you need funding and you're going after funding, sometimes people drag you along. You know, I give you 5 G's down the road, I give you 10 grand here and there, then you lose creative control of your project.
Exactly.
So to me, you know, I just self-fund my own project, man. I work 80 hours a week at a barbershop if I have to, for 6 months, save that money, boom, put it right into the film, you know, because it takes money to make money.
It does.
So yeah, so I self-fund all my projects until I get to a point where a movie house or someone wants to, you know, do a 50-50 venture with me. I'm down to do that. But I'm glad I was able to self-fund. And I got those ideas from Master P, Jay-Z, you know, start your own.
Some of the originators in the
absolutely
have complete creative control of everything
that
you do.
Start your own. And then people are gonna look at you like, wow, if he could do that with a small budget, I wonder what he can do with a major budget.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my mindset, man. I think everybody should go into things with an entrepreneurial spirit and see where it goes from there.
Because I feel like a lot of people need to hear that, because a lot of people who are thinking, have ideas in their head, they often think that it takes like these astronomical numbers to do shit. You know, a lot of the times it's just having 10 toes down. And hustling and saving and being smart to be able to produce something that you want to do.
It takes discipline, fortitude, and the sure will to, you know, to see your vision through.
Yeah. So as far as like acting, like what acting have you done?
I started out in New Jersey, going back and forth to New York. I started out actually as a print model and a music video model. Played the boyfriend for artists like Maya, Fantasia, Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
You know, I started out that way, and then I segued into getting into a couple of acting roles. I did a film called Epic Movie. I actually started my own film. Well, not my film, but I actually had a starring role in a film called House Arrest. Okay. That was a pretty cool project. And it just kind of went from there. So I started out a print model, music video model, and then got to some acting. And then left the acting alone for a little bit and just picked my art up again. Yeah. And now it's kind of like I see where I was getting that training to be able to be an artist and actually, you know, produce documentaries, right? So I was able to tie everything together, all those experiences together. So I feel like I'm leveled out right now. Like I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be right now in my career, and just kind of you know, elevate from there. Yeah.
So you feel like acting was literally like the catalyst into like what you really wanted to do involving film?
Absolutely. I think in life you go through certain things, you don't know why, but you go through certain things to prepare you for other things, right? Yeah. So if I didn't go through those acting experiences and being on sets, I don't know if I was able to accomplish the documentary the way I accomplished it and actually know what to look for, right?
See that is possible.
So, you know, you go through these different, you know, trials and tribulations of life and experiences, and then hopefully if you're blessed enough, you'll be able to say, okay, all that was for this, right? And you pull all that together. And then you say, okay, now I got the master plan. I know how to do this.
Exactly. Yeah. The master plan takes a while. I mean, I feel like a lot of people aren't patient enough to wait for that.
That's what it is.
What is the overall, like, what is my overall mission?
Absolutely.
Or where is it going? You just gotta kind of take it.
You gotta take steps. And it's not overnight. You know, I was told overnight success is 20 years, right? So I've been on this journey, I'll say, man, longer than that, but you know. Yeah. It's not the length of time that it takes, it's just to make sure you get there. All right.
Because the goal is to be happy.
Absolutely.
A little bit comfortable eventually.
Absolutely.
You know, as artists, you can't always maintain comfortability, but you gotta try. You know. But the goal is to get to those.
Absolutely. That's the main goal.
And you're doing. I heard somewhere that you're doing Desert X.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be doing Desert X, but I was going to be part of I'm trying to be part of this Palm Springs wall mural program that's coming up.
Okay.
And I'm actually, in my own little way of Desert X, I'm actually painting the electrical boxes in Desert Hot Springs.
That's lit.
And it's called the Urban Desert Palms Project, which I do all these colorful like blocks with silhouettes of windmills and palm trees. Okay. So I actually
just swagging out the city.
Yeah,
a little bit,
yeah, giving them some color, man. Yeah, just trying to bring some of that retro, late '70s, early '80s pop art style, and mixing it with a little the new millennial type vibe. So very colorful, and got 3 of those to do. And so that's kind of like me just, putting my brand on the city. Yeah. And
so you thought of this whole idea for that?
Yeah, I thought of this idea.
Hot Springs could definitely use a little bit of swag too,
And Desert Hot Springs, man, they've been really, they have really embraced me as an artist. Other places have as well, but they really have taken to me and was like, we would love to have your talents in our city. Yeah. And I'm just thankful for that, man. That I'm getting that opportunity to actually get my work out there for people to see. Like I get people that send me messages on Instagram like, I seen your work, man. Thank you. Thank you for bringing some beauty to the city. So that means a lot to me when you're able to touch people in certain ways through your creativity. Yeah,
that's kind of like the key to being an artist, because a lot of people are chasing money or some other thing. But the thing that really makes you feel good is when people are like affected by it in a positive way.
Absolutely, that's what it's about. Absolutely.
So what are some future projects that you have besides that one that you just said?
Right now, I have a project I'm working. Boys Art Mentorship Program through Palm Springs Unified School District. I'm doing that program. Actually got a wall mural program coming up in elementary school. I'm going to have some of the young youth, the boys, to help me with this wall mural. And just going, man. I mean, I got the film. In the future, I'll be probably on the road with that. Yeah. And in August, I'll be in Portland, Oregon, for this program called SEI, which is this troubled youth program. They're gonna fly me out and have me do live art performances and speak to youth. And so it's just been an incredible journey for me, man. I'm just like super excited, and I'm super blessed. I mean, I probably can't even fathom or wrap my mind around what's in store for me. Yeah. So
it's a lot. You got your hands in a lot. So,
I'm just trying to roll, man. I'm just rolling with the punches,
That's
man.
all you can do. And you already have the hustler spirit, so it's not a problem when things come to the table, Like, oh man, I can't handle this. Like you already got it under control, So tell the people what the social media is,
my social media is Tysen Knight, that's Tysen Knight, and that's my first and my last name, and that's through all social media. So you put in Tysen Knight, Tysen Knight, you'll find me, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I don't have Snapchat.
You don't need that.
Nah, I don't do any of that. I'm just all on the basics. So yeah, you can find me there, man, and shoot me a message. And that's right.
We just got something in, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, you got something to do. So, so actually, you know what? Actually, I do have two shows coming up. I have a show February 2nd. That's going to be the 4th annual extravaganza Black History event. That's going to be put on by Anika Brown. That will be here in Palm Springs. I'm the feature artist for that. And I'm a feature artist in exhibit in Banning, California, for Banning Art Gallery. So I'm going to be there for Black History Month. I'm the feature artist there. And that runs from February 11th to March 16th. So I will be there on the 11th, and then I have a reception on the 16th, and then on the 23rd, I'll be talking to youth and adults for Black History.
See, you got so much stuff going on, you can't even.
I got so much going on, I forgot. Like,
damn, see, that's how your schedule should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah, man. So that's I need 2 of me, I guess. I need a clone.
Well, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very talented Tysen Knight, multifaceted, multi-talented artist, actor, creative, all around good dude. And this was episode 4 of Coachella Magazine.
Appreciate it.
Play it.